Dear students, in the previous episode, we have discussed on the vertical and horizontal distribution of pressure and wind systems. In this episode, we are going to discuss on the air masses and fronts. The episode consists of the following modules: definition and characteristics of air masses, modification of air masses, classification of air masses, fronts, and classification of front. Now, let us see what is an air mass. An air mass is a large body of air with similar temperature and or humidity. Air masses form in stable source regions such as in the subtropics or near to the poles. Study of air masses provides an essential background for understanding the atmospheric disturbances. It brings about changes in day-to-day weather, particularly in mid-latitudes. It plays a dominant role in producing different type of climate. Changes in the weather are the results of the interaction of air masses. Temperate regions in the northern hemisphere are the battlefields in the middle latitudes, where warm tropical and cold polar air mass are brought together. These areas are characterized by cyclones and anticyclones. Air mass also carries large quantity of atmospheric moisture from ocean to continents and to yield precipitation. The concept of air mass was developed by two Norwegian meteorologists, Waham and Jacob, during the First World War. In 1920 to 30 witnessed the development of this concept. It helps to predict weather conditions within 24 hours. Definition and characteristics. Air mass is an immense body of air, usually 1600 kilometers to several kilometers thick, with homogeneous physical properties at any given latitude. The body of air that moves over land and sea surface acquires temperature and humidity characteristics which are uniform in horizontal direction at different levels. Since it may extend through 20 degrees or more latitude, covers hundreds to millions of square kilometers. Since air mass travels an area in several days, the region will have the same weather conditions. Along the margins of the air mass, the weather changes very sharply. When air remains in contact with surfaces for a couple of days, it acquires the temperature and moisture of that area. If the surface is warm, the heat is transferred due to the conduction process. If the surface is cold, the air above will be cooled and heat will be removed, similarly with moisture. The air is always tending to be in equilibrium. Such large uniform surface is called air mass source region. When the air mass moves on the upper part of the atmosphere, they retain the physical properties of the source region as well. Two characteristics of an air mass control the weather. They are vertical distribution of temperature and moisture content of the air. Air mass is associated with planetary wind system. For example, tropical maritime and tropical continental air masses, which are found in the trade wind belts. Therefore, these air masses play an important role in removing latitudinal imbalance of heat. Air mass with temperature lower than that of underlying surface is called cold air mass. Air mass with temperature warmer than underlying surface is called warm air mass. If warm air mass moves from cold land surface to warm ocean surface, it is known as cold air mass. When they come in contact with each other, they do not merge, but they retain the identity. Cold air masses are more unstable than the warm air masses. Source region. Source region are the areas where air masses are formed or originate. The nature of the source region largely determines the temperature and humidity characteristics of an air mass. What makes the ideal source region? So, it must be an extensive and broadly uniform surface. The source region should have a gentle and divergent air flow for a long period of time. Therefore, the regions with high barometric pressure and low barometric gradient are the ideal source regions. Air masses are generally confined to tropical or polar regions. No major source regions are found in the middle latitudes. Tropical Atlantic Ocean, tropical Pacific Ocean, around Hawaii, the Sahara Desert, Siberia is the primary source region. North Pacific Ocean, North Atlantic Ocean between Canada and North Europe, southwest of United States is the secondary source region. Air mass normally migrates from their source region to other regions. They not only modify the weather of the area, they move, but they also get modified. When they move from source region, they retain their physical properties. They are uniform in their horizontal extent, but there will be some variations in their vertical distribution also.